Feeling lost can be an extremely difficult and challenging experience to be in and work through, because it feels like you're in this dark place, into the unknown. You have no idea where you're going. You're floating in limbo. And on top of that, your mind and thoughts create so much suffering as well, because you feel that something is wrong with you, with this feeling. You need to fix something about yourself because you can't feel lost. How do other people think of you when you're feeling lost and you're not taking action because you don't know where you want to get to? And now you also get behind in life because you're not taking action and not getting to the place where you want to get to, but you don't even know where you want to get to. So you're creating this whole story and this whole prison of suffering around the experience of feeling lost. And yes, feeling lost might be uncomfortable, but I don't believe it's something bad. And in this video, I'm not going to give you practical advice on how to work through this experience, because I believe you already have the answers inside of you. Especially with these experiences, it's important that we connect with these answers. Sometimes we just need a space where we can explore this topic from different angles and feel what resonates with us and feel what's true for us to work through this experience. So that's also my main intention of the video. And like I said, I think feeling lost is actually a good thing. Just because a feeling is uncomfortable doesn't mean it's bad. And that's often how we start judging the feelings. When they're uncomfortable, it must be bad. But the reason why I think feeling lost is a good thing is because you want to go somewhere in life. It shows me that you have an ambition in life as well. When I felt lost and I started to talk with other people about this experience because I had no idea how to process this. And the thing that surprised me so much is a lot of people have no idea what you're talking about when you're talking about the experience of feeling lost. Some people have never experienced this before in their life. And to me, I just did not understand how you cannot experience this feeling. Like, I've experienced this so many different times. In so many phases of my life, I felt lost. So it's not common to have this experience. And this experience also says something about you and about the different parts of you. And I believe it tells you many different things, but it wants to almost go on an adventure. It wants you to deepen your understanding of yourself and of life. It wants you to move towards different directions. It's almost this creativity inside of you that wants to be expressed, and you want to go on this exploration, but you're not able to grasp it yet. And that's the feeling of feeling lost. If you want to deepen your understanding of yourself, you have to also completely let go of the idea of yourself. If you want to have a clear direction, there must be a place where you feel lost. These two, they work together. It's similar as to yin and yang, the masculine and feminine, the light and darkness. These two work together. So if you want to experience one end of the spectrum, you have to go through the other end as well. So that's why I think feeling lost is a good thing, because you're ready to evolve. It shows you you're ready to level up. And just because you don't know yet what that leveling up might mean yet, doesn't mean it's something bad. And I don't know why this image came to me, but I remember as a kid going to a big hall, a big playground. So it's a big hall with a cage with, I believe, 8 layers high, and you can climb through all these things, ropes, slides, every single thing. So whenever I went in there like head first. Like, I started to climb and move around, and I had no idea where I was going, but I was just going because I was so excited. But then there is this moment as a kid where I just sat still for a moment, where I slowed down. And I believe also when you're feeling lost, this is an invitation of life for you to slow down. So as a kid, and you can imagine yourself as a kid, when you slow down in this huge cage, I started to ask myself questions like, where am I? I didn't know where I was going. I felt lost in these moments. Now, what most people do when they feel lost is they start panicking. They start to run around like a headless chicken. They start to create from anxiety. But all this stress and all this pressure is not going to help you to get clarity. When life is inviting you to slow down and you are courageous enough to slow down, that's when you start receiving answers. Because let's say as a kid, I start slowing down. Maybe a different kid comes walking past me or crawling past me, and I ask, where am I? I start to see different opportunities that weren't there before. Maybe when I'm looking around, I'm reorienting myself. It's only possible to reorient yourself when you slow down. Maybe I could look outside of the cage, look down to see, okay, this is where I am, and this is where I want to be going. You receive all the answers that you need in stillness, in slowing down. You go through different seasons in life, and it's not always go time. It's not always full-on action time. Sometimes you need to slow down more to recalibrate and reorient yourself. I recently also was at the hairdresser, and it was early in the morning. For some reason, I didn't feel like talking, and he didn't have any music on. He didn't have the radio on, so we were just sitting there in silence, and I could just hear the scissors and my hair, and he was just doing his thing, and I just sank in my chair. I just sank within myself in that moment so deeply. It was like this special ASMR experience that I was having. But the thing was, I was having a problem for a week straight that I couldn't solve. I didn't have an answer to. It was also an internal experience I was having. And in that moment of silence and stillness, I got my answer. In that moment of slowing down, it just came to me. And oftentimes, you need to create space for yourself to also receive the answers that are already there. Have you ever solved a problem from stress and from panicking? Like, we don't solve our problems like that. And that's why it's also courageous for you to just take a moment, because there's no rush. There is no rush. There is no place to get to. There is nothing to prove. You don't have to show anything to anyone in life. It's okay to just be for a moment and listen to yourself. The thing about feeling lost, you can approach this from a place of anxiety, like, shit, I feel lost. But you can also approach this from a place of curiosity. What is this trying to show me? What if I slow down and I start to ask myself the questions? What actually is important to me? What is it trying to tell me? And not to I have to get answers right now. Approach it from a place of curiosity, which means you're okay with not receiving an answer immediately. But you trust that the answers will come if you slow down enough and if you become curious enough. Because life has seasons. That's the thing. We know there is a summer, a spring, a winter, an autumn. We expect these things. We know that if it's winter, things are going to be darker, colder, all of these things. We expect them. We're not going to be mad and frustrated about it. It's obvious. But it's the same with our lives. It's the same with your evolution as an individual, as a being on this planet. You are going through seasons. And that's why when you feel lost, there must be an ambition inside of you. Because this is part of your growth. This is like your growth pain. When you're younger and you start growing, this is part of your growth pain. The feeling lost part. Where you just don't know in a moment. It's the winter. You're not mad about it being winter, because obviously it's going to be winter. The same as with feeling lost. This is your winter. Obviously you're going to have winter. But if you say oh, but I don't want this, the moment you start resisting it is the moment you start digging your hole deeper. It's like quicksand. I actually don't know how quicksand works, but if you are in quicksand and you start moving around, like you start resisting it, you want to get out of it as fast as possible, it sucks you in even deeper. But the moment you're at complete peace in the experience, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's scary sometimes, the moment you're in complete peace and acceptance, that's the moment you will get out of it faster. So embrace the season of your life. Embrace the season of feeling lost for a moment. And trust that the answers will come. Because this anxious energy that is creating and that wants to get answers as fast as possible, it's scared to be there without answers because it means something. Oftentimes, like I said in the beginning, it feels like you're behind in life. Other people are going ahead way faster because they have the answers and I don't, and I need to get to the place as well. And that's the thing, there is no timeline for you. There is no place to get to. There is nothing to prove. People can have all kinds of opinions about you, but it's your life. You can choose whatever you want to do, to be doing, to be experiencing, and use also this feeling, and this feeling of curiosity, feeling of feeling lost, is use this as an exploration to go on an adventure. Find yourself, experience yourself in different circumstances in the world. Because there's an ambition side of you, but there is also a creative side inside of you that wants to be expressed. You find yourself through experiencing yourself in the world around you. So that's my recommendation, is do something different. Go on an exploration, go on an adventure. This feeling in itself is an adventure. Start talking to different people and see what it ignites inside of you. But don't start creating more and more suffering and pressure, because I know I'm repeating this, but it's not working. And these are also, we often need to be reminded of these things. I need to remind myself constantly of these things, of what this phase of life means and how I want to be approaching it, because you have a choice. You don't have to react to it. You have a choice to approach this from a grounded and calm place. So if you also need help and support in working through these feelings, then I created a community specifically for men, the Brotherhood, where we walk through and work through all these experiences that we're having. We all go through the same things, especially as men. And it's so powerful to be in a safe space where we explore these feelings and experiences together. Because it's difficult to go at it alone. If you're all by yourself nonstop, your mind starts playing tricks on you. It starts to move you and bend you in all kinds of ways that you actually don't want to go into. It's like thinking there's something wrong with you when you feel these things. And how do you deal with this? If you have no one that challenges you or helps you to work through it, it's pretty difficult to work through all of this by yourself. So if you're interested to even try out the community for free, then fill out the application form in the description below. Because before you even join the community, I want you to experience the community first and meet the guys first to see if this is in alignment with you. So if you fill out the form, we'll hop on a call, we'll connect with each other, and you get to experience the community as well. And yeah, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you in the next one.